everyone. Welcome to another episode of Kylie Does It All. I am finishing a hat. So I know I said that I am the queen of works in progress. But I'm going to finish this hat right here with you guys, and feel free to chat with me through the chat feature as we finish this baby off. I find it easier once I'm past the first few to actually be above the machine, and then my needle kind of fits in the groove of the machine. I try not to pull it too tight because it's a good way to lose stitches. So just gently, one by one, I'm going through, and about halfway through I'll start to do some cinching, but not quite yet. Again, I don't want to pull any stitches off of the machine before I have secured them, otherwise it will unravel. This is exactly how I made my mustard colored hat, and how I've made other hats as well. It's very simple once you get the machine, watch a couple videos, and learn how to use this. And you can see, well, you can barely see that little rainbow. Oh, here we go. I've also been crocheting little cozies with hearts on them for Valentine's Day. I didn't think about the fact that a lot of people don't buy their Valentine's Day gifts early. So I didn't think about how making a bunch of those would maybe not be the best idea. But I still think it's a cute idea just to get someone you love a little cozy so they reduce their carbon footprint by reusing cozy instead of the cardboard ones that are currently used in a lot of places. And because a lot of the yarn I use is 100% acrylic, it is relatively stain proof. Here I'll go and I'll turn my machine to, and you see I have a bunch of stuff. Hey, welcome. I'm just casting off this hat, and on my Centro knitting machine, I have a bunch of unfinished projects that I want to finish tonight. So I wanted to just start by finishing the one that was the easiest to complete. And I actually finish my hats a little bit different, I think, than other people. I might be wrong, but the stockinette stitch, the outside of it, I find really beautiful. I like the rose So instead of making what's inside here on the outside, I keep what's outside on the outside because I think that's the best looking part. It has just such nice texture. I'm continuing to kind of gently pull. Let me turn my machine one more time. I'll go we have some hitchhiking yarn. So how you cast off is once you have gone around and done your last row on the machine, you take your yarn, you cut your yarn to about 2 lengths of around the machine, and you then secure the last stitch, and then you crank it one more time. So the stitches go through the machine and are secure. And then you can go and start doing this. If you didn't do that last step of doing the machine kind of without the yarn component, you would not get the last thing. So you can see that now we have a hat and tail. So what I do is I start to pull the top, and I love this stitch so much. And to me, it's much prettier than the inside of the stockinette stitch. So I actually tuck the top stitches in to the center. Just kind of pull and poke as you go along. And so then by the end of it, you have this kind of star shape or something like that. And then you just start going through the top at various angles. At least that's what I do. That's how I close things up. And securing that kind of cinch that you made. Nice and tight. You want that closed because you don't want the top of anyone's head popping out. Not cool. And I probably go through more times than what's needed, but I really want this to be solid. And as usual, there's a piece of dog hair. Okay, so then I'm gonna go into the hat. Take my needle and go into the hat. And I'm gonna go through a couple more times and then I'm gonna knot it. So nothing too crazy here. Just wanna make sure it's nice and secure. And then go ahead and make a knot. Okay. And then I'm going to cut that piece off. The Centro has been a really great investment for me, and the only thing I don't like is that the suction cups are pretty terrible, even when you have like a smooth desk that seems like it should be just fine with getting suction to. So that's my only complaint, is that the suction cups are kind of weak. So this is the hat. Of course, I've tied the tail in, but here we go. So I usually, the stitch counter I know is not the most reliable, but I do 64 stitches, or 64 rows. I'm going to finish this guy off. I'm gonna first cut it a little shorter because we can bear to do that. So there's your hat. And it's nice and self-striping, so you get a little hat going on. And you get the really cool texture of the ribbed stitch without all the work of doing ribbing, knitting, and purling. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and maybe we'll be back to do more soon.